dear Sagittarius. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of March 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Pisces season, so happy birthday to all Pisces out there. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, and if you do hit the thumbs up button for your sign, you're truly helping my channel to flourish here on YouTube. You can see the order reading this time around at the community section of my channel, and thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I'm so grateful for all of your appreciation. This is a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising sign. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. And for this reading, I used the Crystal Tarot by Elisabetta Trevisan, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Sagittarius, when I open your deck here, I see King of Swords together with the Lovers. So some of you are in love, and most possibly with an air sign. King of Swords is Aquarius. The Lovers is also Gemini, and it can also be a Libra, or any person with these signs in their chart or in their personality. So King of Swords is usually a person that is intellectual, smart, wise. They might have a little bit like a wall around their heart, even though this here seems to be a very emotional King of Swords with the moon and the Pisces and everything. Okay, this is the Lovers card, and we have the sun there also, so it seems very happy. So I call the Divine with love and light, and here we have the Two of Swords together with the Lovers. Two of Swords is Libra. Two of Swords is it's kind of a diplomatic card. It's someone who doesn't want to say something, maybe to not hurt another person's feelings. It can also be that there's a crack in the communication, that there's people not speaking at all, even though they love each other. There might be a separation of some sort. It's not a spiritual separation because it's all here. It's very some like emotional and stormy, so I think it's just someone putting the lid on. It's just a show. So I called the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and here we see Nine of Cups together with the Lovers. So Nine of Cups is about kind of fulfilling your dream, fulfilling your needs, the person that you were supposed to be with. Nine of Cups, it's a very beautiful card. It's not Ten of Cups, so it's a little bit more from a single's perspective. It's not getting married or having kids, but it's like belonging together, we can say. It's an essence of belonging together. The Lovers card doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be something you love to do as well. So it might be that you have your mindset, King of Swords, on something that you love to do, but with the Two of Swords you're holding back currently to not, maybe you are waiting for the right time. So I call the six elements, and here we have Death together with the Lovers. So that's a little bit of a black cloud. You can see death here, but I think that someone needs to change. Maybe with the Two of Swords they need to kind of admit to what they are feeling, so they need to overcome their own ego or their own fear of change, and rolling the dice to maybe make some action. With the Death card, it can also be indicated a relationship that's very dear to your heart. Even though people love each other, it might end, maybe because of Two of Swords, not enough communication or separation by time and space. Okay. So, six elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Sagittarius viewers. Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. So there's something like a start of something or a countdown to something that's going to happen. Ace of Swords. So I'm thinking someone is going to have to speak up, and they are afraid of doing so. Either that's you or it's someone else. So it's already shuffled, but I want my dear Sagittarius to have love in their lives and find themselves in loving relationships and walking on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So I'm going to pause for a few seconds. I'm going to have to take away my sweater. It's a little bit warm here. Finally, I might add, because we have had a really cold winter, and now today it's sun out, and there's the snow is melting, and so it's nice, even if it's just maybe for today. Okay, so I will tune into your reading here for a few seconds. So, my dear Sagittarius, this is your future there, and this is your now, and this is your past. And in the past we have a Queen of Pentacles. This might be you or an outside person. Queen of Pentacles is usually Virgo, but can be a Capricorn or a Taurus as well. It's showing a person that's very abundant. They are good with finances. They are good with making things grow. They might be a good farmer, or someone being good taking care of kids or their own health or other people's health. It's usually also a person that has a great self-confidence and are stubborn because they are convinced about their way of doing things. So it's a beautiful energy. It's supportive. It's what I'm feeling when I'm holding this card. And that was in the past, and this is in the now. And here we have the sun, and we can notice in this we have it's probably a picture on the wall, but it's the same circular form, so it's very feminine symbol. It's like a gateway or a penny, or like an egg or something fertile, something that's going to bring joy and happiness. Oh, I'm hearing a song with that joy and happiness. I don't know if I can. I just hear the melody. I write down joy and happiness, and see if I can find it with that small clue. Okay. Oh, okay. And here's the future, 2 of Cups. So that's really joy and happiness, and another circle. And a circle in a circle, a little blue circle here, and a wider flower circle there. So it's really like you're going through a gateway. Maybe life is going to be easier from now on. I really hope and pray that this will be the case. Okay, it looks like you're met with some kind of warmth, open arms, embracing arms, some kind of shelter, loving shelter, unconditional love, things like this. Okay. So it might be that you yourself have been able to give yourself this love through this stubborn mother energy. Came a little bit the same for Leo. So my Sagittarius past, we have the Hangman here, which was a card that also came for Leo, but more in the now perspective. So it seems like you have gone through something where you might have stubbornly sacrificed something that needed to go, because it was not accordingly with your self-confidence or your self-worth, because you were worth it, we can say. You sacrificed this thing, something that needed to be sacrificed, even if it was hard and sad, and sad story attached to it. It was something that you needed to do free willingly to make this sacrifice. Okay. Next card here is the 10 of Swords. So we can see that it was very sad and probably a big ending, or maybe a minor ending, because this is a minor arcana death card. We had the major arcana death card when I shuffled the cards. So I'm thinking you needed to deliberately kill something off or end something, even though it was sad, and it might have, I'm feeling almost like I have these 10 swords somewhere in my chest area. We can also see that the circle is now two moons, like moon halves, and it's a lot of moon halves here. So it's like a separation between something that former were a unity or a whole. So it was painful, but I think you did it deliberately. You might have ended a relationship with a friend, a lover, family member, or might have given up on some dream or some job or something that you wanted to do, and it was painful, but it's like you went into this separation or this goodbye with kind of open eyes, or maybe you didn't have any other way out. This was the only way out, was to end it. Okay, and the next card here is the Knight of Wands. So that's you, Sagittarius. So you're kind of riding away from this this disaster area, and you're doing it. I feel a little bit worried when I'm holding this. So you were a little bit worried. What have I done? And we can see all the energy here. It's a lot of upset energy, but it's rather harmonious. So I'm thinking you thought, what have I done? And was this really the right choice? And you were anxious, while the divine were actually celebrating your action, okay? And thinking that you did right, you did good. This was exactly what you were supposed to do. There's another song comes to mind, How to Be a Heartbreaker. It comes sometimes for my clients. And how to be a heartbreaker, to be a heartbreaker. So I think you might have been forced to become a heartbreaker, and if you're a cross watcher, you might have been forced to made Sagittarius heartbroken. It almost feels like proving a point, like if you didn't value me here, with the Queen of Pentacles, if you didn't value me, I sacrificed you. So it's like the Queen of Pentacles part of you took over this Knight of Wands energy, becoming a little bit like a spiritual warrior, or doing something in the name of love is what I'm feeling, but in the name of self-love, I would say. Okay, hope that made sense. So next card here is the Seven of Wands, which I think came in almost the same position for Leo. So showing this, that a person have been teaching almost themselves, we can say, but outside circumstances that they were stuck in, forced them, you in this case, to put up boundaries and say, okay, this ends now. These are my boundaries. I'm not going to allow this to go any further. So it's like you deciding what's okay to aim towards you in the form of words and deeds and actions and other things. So you say, that is not okay, you can't say that to me, or I'm walking away. So it's like you're taking a position where you have more authority and putting more trust in yourself, to allow yourself to protect yourself. So that's what I'm feeling with that card. And still, it's the dog here in the background. So I think it was hard for you to do this, because I think you were very loyal towards the person that you needed to put boundaries up towards. And here we have the Lovers. So it shows that love is still there. And it might be also that you are fighting for love. In the name of love, you are doing this because what you had was not the love, the kind of love or appreciation or the dream that you wanted. So you did this to purify love in some way. It's like you have been a rainbow warrior sent to purify love, to make love vibrate in a higher way on earth and amongst people, and not letting love become tainted by people using other people's love to explore them, for example, or to use them, or to play them, or to fool them, or manipulate them. And so it's like the weak, the ones that had this weak, bleeding heart and maybe gave with unconditional love, have risen. Okay, risen is what I'm feeling. I'm seeing it's a painting of the French Revolution, where a female with bare breasts are standing on the barricades and probably saying like "Viva Revolution" or something like that. So and you do it in the name of love, in the name of the things that's good, and in the name of the things that you actually wanted. So you can't have my love if you don't show the same vulnerability that I do. So that's very much what I'm feeling. Okay, so this is what you have been doing. Great job, Sagittarius, I might add. Very good. It was probably not easy. We can see with the Ten of Swords, it was not easy, but you kind of came out unharmed, a little bit shooked up probably, and oh God, am I really doing the right thing? But yeah, you did do the right thing, and regardless of the consequences, you did the right thing, because sometimes the reward for something might come far behind the actual action. We can see this for some people have made big scientific discoveries, and first maybe 1 or 2 or 300 years later, their name is on everybody's lips, and oh God, they invented this, they knew this before everyone else. And that is a little bit what I'm feeling here with you, Sagittarius. So the thing that you feel in your heart today is how everyone is going to feel tomorrow, or at least in 1 or 300 years from now. So you're well on your way to change the world. Okay, and here we have the now. So we have the Empress. It came central for Leo, and this comes underneath the Hangman. Leo actually had Empress, Hangman, and then 21, the World card. Here you have the Hangman, the Empress. 12, 1 plus 2, 3, 3. Again, and she flanked by Virgo that also came here. So these two ladies seems to travel together here. This is usually Taurus, Venus, and this is Virgo. So they are kind of cousins, these ladies, and they are life itself. Okay, the divine feminine, the life force. Resilient, being able to grow everywhere, even in the brink of a volcano, or in ice, or in space. We can find like living cells, living, breathing cells, having a digestion system and a purpose. So life prevails. It's being like very lifelike, being able to survive in almost any environment is what I'm feeling here. So I think it has been a little bit tough for you. Maybe you have felt, like you were in the desert or Antarctica or in a volcano or out in space, but you still survived. Okay, you still survived, and you're still this beautiful, beautiful life force that without it, nothing would be. So this is important. This is something that has been preserved through the sacrifice, is what I'm feeling. Next here is the Seven of Pentacles. So Seven of Pentacles is a challenge, and it's this challenge with time to not maybe get the reward in the same immediately after you have done the great sacrifice or the big deed. So you wanted to immediately become rewarded for what you have done, but with the Seven of Pentacles it said growth take time. Okay, growth takes sometimes a little bit of time, and the divine wants it to be in divine timing as well, because sometimes you might be destined to be with a certain person or do a certain thing, but that situation or person might not be ready for you until a certain timing. Maybe the big death sacrifice needs to be done before this can happen, and maybe not by you but by someone else. So then there's a waiting game. So it's almost like the Empress here being pregnant with the Seven of Pentacles there. The next card is Knave of Wands, which also came for Leo, but in this position. And then it was kind of a king that came with this energy. And here we can see Knight of Wands, Sagittarius, coming with this energy and this waiting. Empress coming together with the Knave of Wands means pregnancy. So we have several cards pointing to pregnancy. Pregnancy doesn't have to mean that you will get pregnant per se, specifically if you are a male, but it means that you are in some sense are pregnant. If you don't want to get actual pregnant, you need to take precautions. This Knave of Wands is coming with something new that wants to be born here on earth. It might be an idea. It might be this revolution which you're coming with here with all your sparkles and fire. How to become a heartbreaker, maybe. Putting up some kind of, it's almost like an ultimatum is what I'm feeling with the Ten of Swords there. So you want a better world, so you are not accepting the one that you're living in. and the way that people approach you or talk to you, or not showing love towards you, or not showing appreciation. And you want people to treat you better, but you also want the world in general, like people in general, to treat each other better. So it seems like you're fighting for something here with all these fire children, a knight and a page or knave. So this knave is standing underneath the shadow of a tree and kind of waiting for instructions. They have a bow here. Here you have this spear. So it's a war energy, but it's kind of a rainbow warrior, like a spiritual warrior. So it's like you're waiting for instructions, your soul waiting for the next step or the next instructions. So you need to listen very carefully to your dreams, intuition, symbols and signs that might come in your way, might be showing you like road signs to where to go from here. So be patient, but also keep your eyes open. Next card is the Devil. I actually expected death to come here, but the Devil is kind of, yeah, it's what's needed to die, maybe. I'm not saying that the devil needs to die, but I'm thinking there's a situation where people, I'm seeing again this picture of this revolutionary lady up on the barricades with her bare breasts. So I'm thinking that's the key, the bare breasts, the vulnerability. So I'm thinking a person here has a great shadow where they might not want to show vulnerability. So you needed to become as tough as them. With the Seven of Wands here, it's Leo, it's March in Leo. So you probably needed to go into this kind of warrior energy, but it's not a bitter, angry warrior. It's a spiritual warrior. So someone doing something, yeah, in the name of love is what I'm hearing again. So to probably make a person confront their own shadow, to make them confront their own vulnerability, to stop being a devil, like a girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife from hell, or boss from hell, or friend from hell, or parent from hell, or child from hell. So I'm thinking this is what you have put boundaries towards, like you're not allowed to treat me from your shadow. I'm not going to take in consideration your damage anymore. Okay, so I'm not going to let you walk all over me because you are damaged. Because it seems, from what I'm seeing here, Sagittarius knows that this other person is damaged, and you might have had a lot of patience with this person, being almost like a mother to that person, or showing unconditional love. Or it might be someone has done this to our Sagittarius as well, and it's like no more. Okay, with the Seven of Wands, I feel no more. So if the person wants to be devilish, they can't be that together with you anymore. It's a no-go. It's not a favorable road forward. You're probably not going to be able to tolerate it. Probably not be patient anymore with that kind of energy. You're more waiting for them to change. Is what I'm feeling. That's the only way forward if this person is still going to be in your life. Might be a Capricorn, of course, because it's Capricorn energy, but I'm not feeling so much Capricorn energy. It might be, but for some of you, but for most of you, it will be a person in your life that you have had a lot of patience with and still need to have patience with in some way, kind of waiting for, it's a waiting game for them to change, to get inspiration also from the divine to change. So next up is the Fool. Yeah, okay, yeah. So someone needs to step out of the shadow. It's like I saw an episode of TV series I follow where they were hunting a ghost, and the ghost was really dreadful. It was awful and big and scary and deadly and everything like this. But when they confronted this ghost, I think this is that ghost, it was a child. It was a little child that had turned into a ghost, and because of circumstances on the outside, they were haunting a place. So I think this is what's going on. Okay, so someone in your close environment is kind of haunting your life or your place or people around them in general, and causing a lot of trouble. And what's really underneath there is the child kind of in need of rescuing and, like real love, but they have not been able to open themselves to love before. So it was kind of, you couldn't get through to them, you couldn't make them change in any way, so you had to kind of maybe end the relationship or end the situation that you had together, because it was probably codependent. The love is still there, and the person still deserves love. It's still a very beautiful soul. It's just that they have lived as a shadow creature for some reason. Maybe they have been traumatized at some point, or lost their bearing, or got lost in the shadows, and might have been very scared and therefore becoming very impossible to deal with. So this is talking about the person maybe being lost for eons, or for at least hundreds or thousands of years, where they have been not approachable by the light. So like an astronaut lost in space, a person you can't reach. It's almost, I feel like a hysterical person, but has put up a very strong facade, and are kind of, it was not possible to pass their barriers. Okay, I hear a word, but I can't pronounce it just today. Sometimes it's like that. The tongue gets too stiff. So, I won't even try. So you have the Sun card here and the Fool card there. So this is about children. It's about someone's soul, someone's very beautiful soul. For some of you, it might actually be that you have been parent to this person in a previous lifetime, and maybe you screwed up, and now you need to save them from your own screw up, but you need to do it by not being a strong parent, okay? Like a parent that's nice, but have very firm boundaries and very strong rules, like a box which you can't work around it. You can't manipulate the rules. So for some of you, it have been a situation where maybe you have been a very curling parent towards a child that then became like a loose cannon, and now you need to take back your authority and control, and it might feel like you're a bad person for doing that, but you are not. You're actually, showing how life is and how love should work, and what's allowed and what's not allowed. Sometimes rules is very needed. So in this case, it's kind of the parent doing revolution towards the teenager instead of in the other way around. Okay, so it's kind of sweet, because I'm feeling that it has been a great resistance towards doing that because of love. But in the name of love, you actually need to be strong and steadfast and have boundaries. So that works both against children and also grown up acting like children, even if those children is your own parents acting like children. So you need to justify yourself for being this rainbow warrior and doing these things in the name of love. I recognize that for some of you it will, you can hear like really abusive parents on if you read books or watch movies, they can say, I do this because I love you, and it hurts me more than you, and then they smack the kid, and that is not the way you will become. You will do what's right. So that's what I'm feeling. Okay, so that's in the now. So you need to have patience with someone that has a very vulnerable soul but acting like the devil. And here we have a Four of Swords, so I'm seeing more patience needed from your point of view, maybe to also disengage from this person for a while and not kind of accept that you can't be with this person right now. Maybe they need to go through this, what they are going through alone, kind of the dark night of the soul, going through the gateway of death, and accepting maybe death instead of staying as a ghost here. It's like a person attaching themselves to a previous stage, either a stage where they were a child or a stage where they had more power or a stage where they felt in control. So they are reluctant. They don't want to let go of this because it's like a crutch, something they are leaning on. So you might need to let it come through period of time where you let this person walk alone and not be involved with them. Not the silent treatment per se, just maybe putting it on the back burner a little bit, or on the low, okay? So Knight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Four of Swords. So you have all this raging, fiery energy and all this capacity to change the world in a like so, but here you need to have patience, because it's not you are supposed to change right now, is this person needs to change. So you have done all you can for now, is what I'm seeing, and just putting these boundaries and still having the love for the person, and now it's just a waiting game. And here we have a little Knave of Pentacles. So that's the child being born out of this equation, ultimatum or big breakdown, and then this pregnancy situation, and here comes the baby. So Seven of Wands and two babies. It might be that you are in a twin flame relationship, maybe be it with an earth sign. So maybe an earth sign have taught you to become more stubborn, to be able to not just, solve problems, but actually stubbornly refuse to solve things because other people needs to resolve them for themselves. So maybe you have been over functioning a little bit, and now someone else needs to learn to function. So something new is going to be born out of this, but it will take time. It's hard to say just how much time, but it seems like rather imminent. Maybe already this summer, this person will get to know their inner child. So they will get to know their vulnerability, and that's probably the first step towards this big change. But when we are very frozen or very manipulative, or we have found tricks and ways to live our lives without feeling pain or hurt, and maybe hurting a lot of other people as we go, when we confront our own vulnerability, it will feel like dying. Okay, there's a lot of pain will come with that. So I'm expecting to see a little bit difficult cards here, but we will see. Maybe it will be an easy road. And no, here we have the Three of Swords, and it comes underneath the Knight of Wands and Knave of Wands. So also you will feel this heartbreak, but you will have to withstand it and accept that this can't be solved by you at this point. It needs to be solved by this other person that needs to kind of prove that love is more important than protecting themselves or acting like lunatics, okay, or like demons maybe. Okay, so you need to I think you have carried the burden of the heartbreak before, and kind of let them go, let them come through easily, or they haven't been forced to themselves take responsibility, and now you left them. You feel heartbreak by leaving, but you leave them also with heartbreak, which they might not have been forced to feel before, because they have kind of manipulated other people to carry this for them, to act like they don't care, so you have to care more, and so this little bit childish behavior have manipulated others in their surrounding to work more while they have been working less, work more on myself because this other person doesn't want to work on themselves. And now you need to accept heartbreak, because it comes here from the Hangman. Your sacrifice over time, Three of Swords, is to be heartbroken because you probably really do love this person. You can't be with them right now because they need to grow up. And they need to feel the heartbreak now. So you need to leave them with that and not fix the situation. And it's very hard for Sagittarius to not fix the situation, but you are not allowed to fix this situation. Okay. Next card. Yeah, Tower. Oh, and it comes underneath Seven of Wands and the Devil and the Tower. So by putting a boundary towards this person, you are forcing them to face their own vulnerability. So they can't sit on their ego tower anymore because it's not rewarding anymore. They are not getting all the rewards which they got before. I have told this in the February reading as well for some of the signs, that it's like a child in a certain development stage. The child needs to see that they are separated from others, and that they can have an effect on other people so they can feel secure. So a child is, for example, they are eating their dinner in a bowl that's not breakable, because children in this age are doing a very specific thing. They are eating this food and then they are sweeping it down on the floor. So this is a little bit what I'm seeing with this person, what they have been doing. You have been building up things and they have been tearing it down because they want to see how much you care. And you did, because you did care, you do care, you still care. But now you don't pick up the bowl from the floor anymore. You say, okay, you threw it there, so there it is. Can't do anything about it, sorry. You are grown up now, so. It's a certain stage which people needs to go through, and very valuable stage. But when it lasts their whole lifetime until they are 60 or 70 or 90, that's a big problem, okay? It's a problem when they are 21 or 25 even. It's usually something that we pass through when we are about like 1 to 3 years old, and then we accept that, okay, I don't only have to have control over others fixing things for me, because the 3-year-old starts to say, I can do this myself. But some people, they just don't want to do it themselves. They feel more weak maybe and more vulnerable than you can ever imagine. And that's why they, with trick and illusions, have made everyone else to bend down in hard work for them. Hard work within love, hard work, all the kind of hard work. They didn't want to do it. They wanted to see that other did it, because then they felt loved. But the other person didn't feel loved. They just feel like they were dealing with a spoiled brat, and this ended here with this card, because now it needs to be equality. I have also an inner child, Sagittarius says, that's hurting, and I'm not going to carry you on my back anymore. So you need to, grow up. So this is a good point to start to grow up. It starts with acknowledging one's natural self, starting with acknowledging, how do I really feel? What do I really want? What are my true needs? And then you will, here it's not fulfilled, those needs. So the person needs to figure out, okay, this person doesn't fulfill my needs anymore, so how can I fulfill my needs? So that's a starting point for them to learn self-love and to learn to take care of themselves, and thereby becoming less vulnerable. And when we are less vulnerable, we can also show more vulnerability. When we are super scared, we will be like a little small dog, japping and biting people around them, while a big dog have more confidence, doesn't have to be scared, doesn't have to bite. So we see a very scared dog feeling very unprotected here, and they need to fall on their face. We see they're falling on their face here. It's what's need to happen, so that they can see that they are strong enough, that they don't have to manipulate other people. They can do this themselves. So this is going to be good for that person. They don't know it now. They might feel like they want to die here, because this will be painful. And here we have an 8 of Wands. So that's kind of the flash that's coming from the Tower here. So truth will come to this person, and that will be a good thing. And 8 of Wands is also Sagittarius energy. It's their sun's rays. So I'm thinking you will be here with your sun's rays and kind of love this person still. And the day they come and are able to express truth to you, true love, it's the day when this problem will be solved, and finally Sagittarius can breathe again. So I don't know exactly when this will happen, but I see that this is the aim. We can see this is the divine shooting this flash, and when this person have gotten the insight by falling on their face, they will be able to tell you the truth as well. I'm sorry, for example, or I see now, or I understand now. I have more experience. I have learned the truth. So this is the goal, but this is just destiny. Free will needs to be used to get to this point. So this person needs to go through a big transformation and be able to to admit to that they also feel love. They are equally vulnerable as you, and they have the same needs. They can't act like they are Superman, and in this case a Superman that's have no empathy, because this is how I think they have presented themselves. Okay, so I'm going to take oracle card from Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection to show you what this other person might be feeling. It's buzzed in my hand. So you are adored. So this person do truly adore you. They actually, I feel that they put you above them. So they kind of need to take you down a little bit and dirty you up a little bit, if I can say so, because they think you are perfect. So they're trying to penetrate a hole in your perfect appearance by manipulating you, lying to you, deceiving you. And they want to win over you in this way because they think they can't win over you when it's a fair game. Then they think you are superior to them. So they kind of need to dirty you up to even allow themselves to be with you. If they think you are this perfect, as they do think you are, they think that they are not worthy of you, because they know in many ways that they are immature and the devil and all these things. So it's a deep feeling of self-loathing is what I'm feeling when I'm holding this card, like a person feeling a lot that they are not worthy of you, and they kind of need to take you down to their level so that they can be with you. And if you are this strong and saying no, and this is my value, they agree with you, and they feel that then they can't be with you. But I'm thinking love will push through here. So even if they have these thoughts right now, or will have these thoughts, I think they will overcome them. But I think it's a gap here. This is the ignition that comes from the divine, but it will take some time before it actually, the epiphany is being communicated from this person. They will have the epiphany, but I think it will take time until they will actually be able to communicate this to you. So it's a little bit, they just want to give you hope. Probably the card is going to have to be a little bit further away. But for some of you, they will come through early, okay, like this summer early. So you are adored. Don't be fooled by the players, and don't be fooled by yourself. There's no one more lovable nor loved than you, and I know everyone precious, the universe. So that's beautiful. So they might have been playing you, but that's not the truth. They just feel that they are not the right person for you, or they are not good enough to be with you, and they're trying to prove something for themselves, that they can, if they win over you and make you sad and depressed and beaten, then they are worthy of you, because you are not this superior perfect person that they felt. So they have made you less scary by taking you down from your throne. So this is your feelings, and I'm feeling it's this card. That you have options is meaningful, rock on. So for some of you, you have more than one option, and you might feel that you love a person very much, and you have a little bit bad conscience for not waiting for this person, because you kind of know that they are going through this and that they one day will come back and want you. So you feel that maybe you are not allowed to move on with another person, but the divine says you are allowed to move on with another person. If I could make you just 2 wishes, I'd wish I could somehow convey to you the profound depths of my gratitude for every moment of your life. I also wish that you could somehow know of your unimaginable importance, just as you now are to the lives of so many. And of course, I wish for even more wishes. Oh shoot, you were such a good idea, the universe. And they are not sarcastic when they are saying that. They actually think that you were such a great idea, because see how amazingly you have been handling this, for example, and how you have pushed this person into a spiritual growth. That's kind of amazing. Okay, so even if you are not there to and wait for them, they need to be quick, I guess. You are still done an amazing job. And this is your spiritual card, spiritual level, spiritual advice. And we have the door to infinitive. And it's the flash here. If you can see the clouds and the flash, and here. So something is going on there. I think you are helping the divine work out its mysterious ways. So your actions is making the divine being able to do their actions to help someone. Spending time in stillness can help you connect with the infinitive nature of your being, the eternal part of you that is always connected with the divine. Taking time out to be quiet in nature or to practice yoga or meditation will be very beneficial to you over the coming weeks. So because this is going to be a sad thing for you too, and if you can stay connected, this won't be as heavy for you as it needs to be. We can see this is the same energy reaching to people that both feel heartbreak, but it's reaching them in very different ways. You don't have to be tormented by this, is what I'm seeing here. If you just meditate and stay in acceptance mood, and whatever happens is fine. Let the divine take over the steering wheel. They need to fix this. You can't fix it anymore. You have done all you can, probably by showing a lot of unconditional love and steadfastness to this person in the past, and then you didn't. So this energy is affecting people in very different ways, and the person that is already vulnerable and doesn't need to fall on their face doesn't have to fall on their face. So if you can stay taking time out to be quiet in nature or to practice yoga or meditation, it will be very beneficial to you over the coming weeks, because this energy, 8 of Wands here, Uranus energy hitting, will probably be a little bit tough, and it's not meant for you to suffer at this point. So try to put yourself in a position where you accept your feelings, accept everything as it is, and thereby not becoming anxious, but more centered and grounded, and just go with the flow and trust that the universe will make everything better. Okay, so you don't have to hurt unnecessary here, because it feels like you have hurt already before a lot, and now it's someone else's turn. Inside me is a door to the infinitive. I take the time to go to my heart center and link up with heaven. In this seen place, I am eternal. Through this inner journey, I am able to see beyond life's challenges and reach to higher levels of my existence. My inner light is my greatest strength and my greatest wealth. So, and that was a really supportive energy that came through for you. So I think the divine really are serious when they feel that, oh God, they are celebrating that you were such a good idea, and this mission of yours was such a good idea, because it seems like you are on the brink of great success by how you have affected other people. Okay, my dear Sagittarius, I hope that helped. I want you to take a really, really good care. I also want to welcome you back to my April reading that I will perform in mid-March. Also have the lookout for my pick a card readings that I will do now and then to keep you updated about the events in your life. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.